Hey everybody, welcome back to the Follow to Lead podcast, a Christian leaders podcast powered by EBEB Solutions, energy benefits for every business. Go to ebebsolutions.com today and get your free energy audit. It will literally save you time and money. Friends, 2026 on the podcast, better than ever before. I want to start by telling you a little story. As my book was coming out, Wisdom in the Wound, one of the things that I realized is that God had placed a very specific calling on my life. And it came out of a realization that I was super frustrated about the lack of my expectations around growth. In other words, I had expected for some monumental growth during the podcast and launch and during the book launch and all of these things. And I realized it didn't happen. And so I was so frustrated that I kind of went to the Lord in prayer and began to wrestle with the idea of, Lord, what do you have for me? What do you desire of me? What is it that you are calling me to? And from deep inside my heart, I heard the Lord say something. He said, Tony, I didn't call you to build a media company. I called you to transform the lives of leaders. And I'll be honest, that really set me swirling, all right? I was in one of those places where I wasn't sure what to do next or what it looked like or what it meant. And all of a sudden, I came to the conclusion that I have been building a podcast around my curiosity, around what I desire, around chasing my own interests, when what I'm called to do is to help you be transformed and move closer to Christ. So in 2026, that's what we're going to do. And I'm so excited. We are going to lean into the idea of transformation. So one of the things that we started to do was look at the questions that leaders most wrestle with. For example, how do I know if I'm a leader at all? What skills do I need to have? What does culture look like? How do I lead when I'm not in charge? These kind of questions are really, they're the most Googled questions in all of the leadership realm. And over the course of the next 12 months, you and I are going to wrestle with subject matter experts over these questions, and we're going to answer them together. That's right. Throughout 2026, every month will be a different question. And along with that question, we are going to offer you a PDF, a download that you can get through my email list that allows you the ability to wrestle with your own leadership. Because the truth is that it doesn't matter what I put out if it doesn't transform your life. And we know that information plus application equals transformation. So one of the things that I'm going to do more than I've ever done is wrestle with your application. How do we get you to apply the context that we're talking to so that you can transfer it into your own life and grow as your own leader? I'm really excited. The guests are going to be super targeted. We're going to go after high-level leaders, both locally and nationally. We're going to do more in-person interviews than ever before. And we're going to do all of that with the hopes that at the end of this year, if you stick with us for the whole year, you will be a different leader. Now, here's the other exciting part. In the midst of all of this, I was talking to my publisher, and this year's podcasts will be 2027's book. That's right. We're going to wrestle with these 12 questions on the podcast. I'm going to write about it every single month. We're going to use some of that same information from the PDF, and we're going to put it all into a book, and we're going to set it to the backdrop of my climb of Mount Kilimanjaro in 2027. That's right. In 2027, along with Lydia Mission, I'm going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro, and that will be a whole podcast series in itself. We're going to record episodes on the mountain, and I'm so excited for what God's going to do in all of it. The new book is set to come out in October of 2027, and I'm so thankful that you will be a part of it. Your journey, your transformation, the things that we learn from each other. So buckle up. Get ready for what God has in store in 26, and let's lean into this idea of transformation. Because remember, if you want to follow Jesus, you must be willing to move.